Hello there, guys. It's Hip One here, showing you guys the deck profile that I've been using a little bit recently. It's actually a really fun deck. It's really different. Not exactly what you'd normally see in the meta, but it has a lot of speed to it. I suggest you guys try it out. It is a Machina Ancient Gear mix with it's like Machina engine and Ancient Gear engine, which I will explain as it goes on, and we'll just go through each thing. Machina Fortress, I really don't have to explain him. He's the beat stick for a deck, and he's kind of the main engine. Ancient Gear Knight, he's one of the pieces to the Ancient Gear engine that I will explain a little bit later on. He's kind of more Eggsy's fodder and a little bit of Machina Fortress fodder. Machina Gear Frame to search Fortress. Tin Goldfish for Eggsy plays. Then Machina Peacekeeper, which to search Gear Frame, to search Fortress. I'm running him for a specific reason. I'll explain in just a second. The main thing that runs the deck is this right here. Ancient Gear Box and geargiagauger. I can't pronounce it right. I never get it right. Ancient Gear Box is a little bit weird. He's 500 attack, 2000 defense, level 4 machine. So, kind of shitty stats. He's a good wall, I guess. His effect is what makes up for it. When he is added to the deck or graveyard to your hand, except by drawing it, you can add one Earth Machine type monster with 500 attack and or 500 defense from your deck to the hand, except Ancient Gear Box. You can only use the effect once per turn. He's kind of the engine for the deck. Because if you add him to hand via geargiagauger, duality, or like various other ways, Gear Giant X is going to be your other go-to. He gives you an extra. He makes any normal search into a +1. And so your normal go-to would be search Ancient Gear Knight because he has 500 defense, which is awesome because he's an 1800 beat stick. You could search geargiagauger, which I'll explain more in that second. Or you can search Machina Peacekeeper, which has 500 attack. All of which are like really good. Because Peacekeeper gives you access to your gear frames, Gear Frame gives you access to your fortress. And then there's geargiagauger. He's the other piece of the engine, of the Ancient Gear engine. And when he is normal summoned, you add one level 4 Earth Machine type monster from your deck to your hand, except him. If you activate the effect, you cannot special summon monsters except for machine type monsters, nor declare an attack for the rest of the turn. Your go-to is going to be to search Ancient Gear Box. Or Machina Gear Frame. It's kind of up to you on that one. It depends on what situation you're in. If you're trying to get the game started and you want to get your Machina Fortress ready, you're going to probably want to search Gear Frame. But usually you're going to go Gauger into Gearbox, which then Gearbox into something else. Or Gearbox into Gauger. So you kind of can redo it again next turn. And keep in mind the whole can't attack, and that you can only special summon monster except for machine monsters. But there's also that last line saying for the rest of the turn, which is really, really helps it. He is a OCG card right now. We don't have him yet. I'm not sure when he's predicted to come out. I know that he is a very well sought out card because a lot of decks are using him. But he's personally one of my favorites. The Spell and Trap card lineup, staple. Not for normal reasons though, because if you use duality and you just so happen to reveal an Ancient Gearbox, you can use duality to add Gearbox to add something else, because it was added to hand except by drawing. So that's a little awesome thing, fun fact. Iron Call, machine staple. Ancient Gear Workshop. Ancient Gear Workshop is really good. It's good for bringing back Knight when you're about to set up an Eggsy plays with 10 Goldfish, or it's really good for bringing back Ancient Gear Box because it's deck or graveyard to your hand. So you just add them back to hand and then search, which makes Ancient Gear Workshop into like another plus. It makes it into a +1, which is awesome. And then staple. The back row is just like staple, 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 triple fiendish. You will see this in every single one of my decks. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Triple fiendish is my thing. Solemn warning. We get into extra deck stuff. I only put 12 extra deck cards because you guys are able to just fill in the last 3 spots with generic rank 4 Egsies. My like staple set that I always put in is a Cowboy, a Maestroke, Photon Pappy, Silent Honor, Heartland Draco, and Diamond Dire. Because they kind of handle like most of the things. Maestroke and Pappy handle field control, like handle position control. Cowboy for game, because why not? Silent Honor Arc because it helps get rid of troublesome monsters. Diamond Dire for back row stuff that I can't like hit easy. And then Heartland Draco is like one of my favorites because he can attack directly if you just detach material, which in some cases the opponent has a hefty field that you can't get over, and they're down to like 2,000 life points or less because of some crazy soul charge payment. You can Heartland Draco them for game, which is usually really cool. But these guys aren't the main ones you're going to be summoning. You can't summon them all the time. You're mainly going to go for Gear Giant X. For the main reason that he literally toolboxes your whole deck. Besides Fortress. Machina Fortress. But you can use Gear Giant to search Box, to search Knight, and Knight and the Gauger, set up plays. The main point of this deck is it's really revolved around Machina Fortress, and it's just having an engine for Fortress. There's a lot of times where I've gotten multiple Fortresses on the field, so Big Eye's in here, and Dracosack. Dracosack is awesome because he's a machine. So, in case you ended up doing that geargiagauger play in main phase 2, where you're like, oh, I can only special summon machine monsters, I can't go into all this other random stuff, I can't go into my Big Eye. Well, you have a Dracosack, that's a machine, and you can since you're not going to attack that turn anyways, just pop a card, because why not? You could literally just put in any other like staple rank 4. I haven't gotten around to really look into it. It's like kind of weird to try to find something that actually like works well in it. Don't ask why I was looking up Destiny Hero related things. Usually people just kind of put in like their own rank 4 stuff. The thing I like about this deck so much so that has like made me fall in love with this deck and using it a lot recently is that it's all like one big cycle. Like Box searches that, Gauger searches that, and that, and that. And it's just like, I don't know. They all loop together really well. He searches that, he searches that. Tin Goldfish is kind of the only card that's out of the loop, which really sucks because the only way to search him is Gear Giant X. But other than that, like, it's a pretty interesting deck. If the main thing I would say though is probably if you are gonna make any like changes, take out an Iron Call for a Soul Charge, because Iron Call only brings back 1 monster, Soul Charge can bring up to 5. Iron Call only brings back level 4 lower machine type monsters and it's destroyed during the end phase, and you have to have another machine on the field. While Soul Charge, you have to give up your battle phase, but pay 1,000 and do a lot of other crazy things. There's not much of a side deck I could really think of for this deck. I've never been good with side decks. If anything, it's going to be stuff that's going to be swapping out back row stuff, because your monster lineup is a really like knit lineup. I don't like using Gear Town in this deck. I did want to put in some Gadgetron Dragons. I was running Gadgetron Dragons at first, but I found out that they were mainly just fodder for Fortress, and I never played them. This is my Ancient Gear deck, my Ancient Gear Machina deck for the next few weeks. Thank you guys for watching. This is Hip1. If you guys run any other variants or any other ideas, please let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe, fave, you know, do all that cute stuff. But other than that, that's about it for me today. You guys have a great day, and thank you very much for watching. Bye.